So we're all here in the office. I'm really surprised that everyone's here on New Year's Eve.
Bro,
right?
I was shocked.
I was shocked too.
We got like 90% of our team in-house office team here, minus some of the reps. But
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
People really this year, honestly, bro, you know, because we have our holiday party at the end of every year.
Yeah.
This year in December, earlier in the month. And it just really occurred to me that our 2020 started right after that.
Oh,
like
for
as soon
sure.
as we paid the bill for the dinner, 2020 already started.
Yeah.
And that was in the early weeks of December. Maybe like the first week, bro.
For sure. I mean, yeah, everyone's back on the ball the next day. I remember I was too. Like after that night, because the only person that really drank that night was RJ.
Oh, man,
he drank for all of us.
I would drink too if I got a check for over $100,000.
$150,000 check.
Well, I mean, it was his bad because he was already pre-drunk. He already pre-funked before the dinner, which was very expensive, mind you.
Oh man!
And by the time the steak came out, he was like,
I hate.
He didn't have a chance to cut his meat,
I really
dog.
hate to talk crap, but I mean, RJ did that to himself. But
He
did.
was asleep though.
hey, know
He
what?
was
But
sleep,
he has the most growth out of all the reps for sure.
super proud of RJ. I mean, the
Yeah.
kid's been killing it. I don't mean to call him a kid. The man's been killing it. He got here. He hasn't even been here 12 months.
Bro, no.
Yeah, and he's been slaying it, man. He's been hitting his goals,
Yeah.
double digits, and we're very proud of people like that. And you know, we have other people like Dominic that's been on the team since almost the go.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been acknowledged as much as he should because he really laid down the groundwork, bro.
Oh yeah,
You
I
know?
feel that too.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for Dominic, and on record, I will say that he's probably one of the hardest working dudes I know. And his time's gonna come, man. His time's gonna come.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he literally been to the ground and up, you know. Because even with all the obstacles that he's faced, just being in the cannabis industry, it's crazy. And he's been so loyal, you know.
I mean, he's almost like a reflection of what the cannabis industry is all about, though. Changes, adapting, pivoting.
Oh yeah.
Learning different rules and regulations
sure.
last minute.
Yep.
And, you know, him as a person, he's been able to get up every time that he's fallen and just like, yo, rebuild, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a prime example of that for sure.
Yeah.
As far as like growing, I know that we've like come across people that we've had to let go of, and plus we have people that we brought on that helped us grow here, you know. And it trips me out because like even for me, if I wouldn't be here unless I dropped like this amount of people, you know. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I mean, on the last podcast that we talked really. It's just a constant reminder that these things, when we're building, we might not be able to take everybody with us. Not everybody that starts is going to finish is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you got to be okay with that because there's certain people that come into your life personally, financially, or professionally that's going to come in and do their job. And once their job is done, for lack of a better word, man, they just expire. They move on.
Yeah.
And it's not like a bad thing. Everybody wants to have this idea that, oh man, you know, we're using people. Nah, man, it's a two-way street. It's like we provide a platform and opportunity for people to grow here, and if they just don't grow, that's not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they get into a space that they outgrow, and they want to live within that box.
Yeah.
And here, I always say, the train don't stop for no one. When we expand, we keep expanding.
Yeah.
You either grow or you die. You know, so nobody's died here, but
Yeah.
it's a figure of speech, meaning like if you don't continue to push yourself here, then that means you're not pushing yourself outside in your personal life.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable, then you can be in that comfort zone because I'm not about that. Neither are we. David's not about that. I'm not. You aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you grown since day one, bro. I mean, how many times have I told my friends and family and the people I work here, look at Josh as a shining example of what a person with ambition can do. You know, because if there's something that you didn't know how to do, you figured it out.
Yeah.
You made it happen. You're like, oh,
Appreciate
you
that.
know, I didn't know how to do video like this. Oh shit, let me learn this. You know, with the power of YouTube right now, shout out to YouTube,
Yeah,
man.
you can learn a lot of stuff on
University of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Taking out crazy ass Ivy League schools, man.
Yeah, for real.
You know, you can learn how to do anything on YouTube now. So I'm not endorsing drop out of school and go to YouTube University, but what I'm saying is if you're hungry enough and you're ambitious enough, there's nothing you can't do.
Yeah, exactly. If you put the time into it and you just educate yourself on the things that you really want to pursue, I mean, the more power to you, because once you learn those tools, you'll be able to use it in, I mean, everyday life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, that's how I feel, how I grown here, you know, like everything we've done here from the bottom up, it's always been problem solving.
Always.
You know, we don't identify ourselves as labels. So, like for us, I feel like everyone always had to jump into different tasks and problem solve, and that's how we grew.
That's how we grew as a company. That's how we grew, man. Yeah. I mean, we started this thing out of a really, I think it was like a 300-400 square foot space.
Oh yeah.
And now we're growing it into 10 times that space.
Yeah. It's crazy because that space was so small. I forget, like, I can't even compare the numbers, but I just remember going in there, sitting at the desk, and I was like, damn, man, one day this is gonna be bigger.
It is.
Yeah, that office wasn't any bigger than this
Yeah,
room we're in right now doing this podcast.
There's probably like 2 of these because we were just always trying to figure out, oh, do you have a place to sit? Oh, sorry, you're gonna have to stand. Sorry.
Just make room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but to go back to what you said, I mean, you know, it's never easy, letting people go or having people leave the company, but that's just life, you know. In life, if someone's not helping you grow, you know, personally, spiritually, financially, sometimes you just gotta move on, you know. Like we've all experienced it. Like some people that we hang out in high school, we don't associate with anymore. It's just how it is, you know. And it's not like you have ill will towards people. It's just sometimes you outgrow people, you know.
Just to double down on that too, I'm just thinking about some of the people that we've lost in I would say more outgrown or didn't want to grow with us since the journey. And there's only been a few that I'm like, I still think about. I'm like, damn, man, I wish that person would have just rode it through. Yeah. Because they would have been here now, and then we would have been able to just look at each other and be like, yo, we did this together.
Yeah, exactly.
Know? So.
Yeah, or even previous salespeople, man. Like if they would have just stuck around, they would have been the top salespeople today.
Man.
For sure.
They just didn't.
I can't express that either. It's just like, I see all these. I see everyone that's grown here. It's like, dang, if these people were just here from the beginning and they just stuck it out, bit their tongue, dang, they would just been killing it now.
They would have been crushing it now because I said on the last one, it doesn't matter what type of product that you have. You can have the greatest product in the world, but without a great sales team, and of course without a good marketing team, it doesn't matter what you have. Nobody's gonna know about it. What's the point of that? Yeah. And sometimes I look back and I think to myself, I'm so blessed to have met these people that we've crossed paths with. Yeah. And I just wanted them to come with us because a lot of times when people sign on to work here at Flurish, I just think, man, you really believe in me that much? Like, I just put it on my back. It's like, okay, you believe in me? I got you. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna put the burden on my back to make sure that I do everything in my power to make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed. Yeah. And I hate to admit this, but sometimes when they leave, I take it personal because I feel like I let them down. Yeah. You know, I feel like I always ask myself, like, what could I have done differently? Like, what ways could I have been to make sure that person indeed would have succeeded here instead of wanting to go somewhere else, or instead of saying Flurish isn't for me anymore, you know? Because Flurish is like, in all intents and purposes, it's like my baby, man. Yeah. I've grown this thing into being what it is now, and of course our team is one of the best teams I think we have, comprised of friends, family. Yeah. Now, because that's how it is when you work, you become family. It's a family environment. So, you know, when you lose a family member, it sucks, man.
Yeah, it really does. And I think everyone here that we have now, it's crazy how fast our family's grown too. Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of loyal people here. You know,
it's because it's a blessing. Yeah, we break bread together, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, David's my cousin, so we started this as a family business. You know, how can we not project that type of vibe into what we do? Yeah. You know, it's not a hobby. It's not a fluke. It's not like something we were just like, let's just see if we can make this happen. I mean, I think in the beginning that was the idea. Like, let's see if this will work. But as we got into it, we're like, oh shit, it's working. It's time to get to work.
Yeah, then we just kept on hiring talented people. You came on board, as a talented marketing director. So the team and family just kept on growing, just because, Flurish doesn't have any, it's not confined to anything, we could expand it and make it as big as we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the first time when we all met?
Yeah, man. I remember, shout out to Andy. If there was one thing he did for us, he did bless us with your presence. I mean,
Dan was there too.
Yeah. It was me and David. We met you over at his apartment complex.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people there, man. But I remember you're the one that stood out, and you're the one that actually did the work. Mm-hmm. And so whatever transpired that day, I was like, yo, I got to put this kid on, man. So, I mean, you started off as one of our first sales reps.
Yeah. I remember you guys mentioned that I could be a sales rep, because at that time I departed from Afters, and then you ended up saying, do you want to be a sales rep? I was like, yeah, what does it pay?
Cast the bait.
For real,
Cast
though.
the bait.
But then I'm honestly, I didn't know how much work it was really going to be. So that's why I feel for the sales reps, because back in the day we had to do our own deliveries. And after I live in the IE, I'm IE local, Ontario all day.
But you killed it out there.
Yeah. And I was blessed to have these accounts that you guys were able to give to me so I could manage them. And I did my best to try to manage these accounts. And I mean, doing the deliveries, I think the drive was probably the most difficult for me.
Yeah, man. Because the drive still is now. It's pretty.
Man,
you're still in the IE.
Yeah. Well, right now I could commute. Like an hour is like nothing to me.
It's because we all love what we do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can't wait to come to work every day.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, going back to that, man. Our first couple of sales reps were special people, because it's not as easy as it was then. Sorry, it's not as easy as it was now.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing now is basically what you guys kind of paved the path prior to now. Because you're right. Not only did you have to get your own sales. Mm-hmm. You had to go and scout your own accounts. You had to do your own deliveries.
Oh, man.
You had to do your own, money pickups, things like that. Mm-hmm. And it was, bro, I mean, you guys were like, and you had to do your own PEDs. It was crazy, man.
I'll never forget that, too. Is that I remember I had to do my PEDs. And I had, a system, because I didn't know what PEDs really were until, I think, there's a girl that was managing me at that time. She told me, all you have to do is literally go in there and just try to sell as much product. Everyone's going to do, a buy one, get one. And what these are is CADs, are client appreciation days, and it's technically a demo that happens inside of the dispensaries, and it allows you to push the product that's on the shelf in the dispensaries. So that's where you have these demos. So I was in there, and I remember I would always, every time I was supposed to hire somebody, I would hire them, and I would always stay there with for at least an hour, just to make sure that the person that I hired was doing it right. Yeah. Yeah. And so that was always my pet peeve whenever I did a CAD. But sometimes it's just the shops are just so trappy. It's they don't even care. Bro. We had such a business aspect when we went in there.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's I felt like we were at another level compared to these dispensaries that we were actually in.
Bro, I mean, David and I used to do these bartender educational days. Mm-hmm. And it was me, David, Fred, would do these educations for 3 people.
You guys go in dressed up too, huh?
Yeah, we would always come in excellence, man. That's what we believe in here, excellence in cannabis. And it would be us 3 dudes doing education for 3 people, and sometimes it would be for 12 bartenders, managers. But most of the times it was we would just go out there and be disciplined to just do the work, no matter if it was 3 or 12.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's still like that today, even though the industry's grown. We're still out there doing education for 1, 2, 3 people, but those people matter in the stores, because these people represent us, when they're selling our products. So we got to make sure that they're well versed.
Yes, he's absolutely 100% right, because these bartenders they have a thankless job. I think they're one of the most underrated people in the dispensaries or in the cannabis industry in general, because these guys, for a brand like us, I'm only coming from a brand perspective. These bartenders will go to war with you if they believe in your product. Yeah. But for them to get to believe in your product, they have to know about it. That's why these educations were so important. And a lot of them were the unsung heroes of Flourish, man. They're the ones that really went out there and said, hey, have you heard of this edible? Have you heard of this product? It's A, B, and C. It's great. And sure enough, because, and let me backpedal, because in the beginning, we didn't have a huge marketing budget. Now, mind you, we started this business with a very small startup cost.
Yeah.
Because that's all we had. So we didn't come in with millions like a lot of companies do now. A lot of companies come in now, and in order to play in this field now, you have to do it the way I'm about to describe it.
Yeah.
Because companies now come in, and if you really want to make a mark, not only does your brand have to be aces, but your money's got to be there. You got to have a crazy war chest to get into the game, because now you're competing with other companies that are already slaying it.
Yeah.
You know, how does a brand new company come in and compete with Brass Knuckles? You can't unless you have a massive war chest, or a crazy rich uncle, or a huge financial backer. But in the game back in the day, right, we could come in and make a dent purely on product and a little bit of marketing, because the field was so wide open. However, now it's just different, man. It's just different. And so in the beginning, the educations were very important, super important, because I mean, you have 500 plus shops just in SoCal, you know, and if you can penetrate 10% of that market, I mean, that's still a lot of money. And to think from a business perspective, we did it in the sense where, okay, if we didn't have a lot of money to play with, how can we be resourceful? Because that's my favorite word. How can we be resourceful, right?
It's Flourish's favorite word.
Oh, you got a problem? Cool. Handle that shit, right? What? I don't hear any. What? All I need to know is what was the result. I don't need to hear the story, bro. So I'm sidetracking, but what I mean is, David and I was like, we don't have a lot of money to throw at, aka Weed Maps, right? Shout out to Weed Maps, but yo, we didn't have that kind of platform. We didn't have the resources to be like, yo, here's $1 million in marketing budget, bro.
Man, some of the people that are investing into that, it's ridiculous money.
Ridiculous money, bro. Ridiculous money. I mean, Weed Maps really did carve out a part of the portion of the industry for themselves, and shout out to them because they did a great job. But for us, we were like, no, we ain't taking that boat. We're not going that route because we couldn't even afford it.
So, and we had to be resourceful just by choice. It's not just because, oh shit, we got to be resourceful. That's what we believe in. We had no other choice. We had to make it work. We had one shot.
One shot.
Yeah, like literally one shot to make a really big dent in the industry, go into the stores, make sales. And if we didn't get those stores, I mean, that could have, changed the path of the company.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. I mean, alongside David and all of us, really, our tenacity and our resilience and not giving up, we literally had one chance to do this right. And so consulting with a lot of people in the business and other companies, we just decided we're just going to go ahead and be our own marketing program. Right? We did our own videos. We did our own content. We did our own branding. We did our own educationals. We said, okay, if we can't spend the money at, say, Weed Maps, then we're going to spend it inside the stores. And that's why I said most of these, you know what? All of these budtenders that went to bat for us are the unsung heroes of our company. And I know we don't say it enough, but we owe a lot of gratitude in the beginning to these budtenders and these managers and these shops that bet on us. Because in the day, you had maybe 50 million different edible companies, flower companies, concentrate companies. It was really hard to tell which one was good. Even though we were one of the better ones out there, I mean, it was difficult because we had to get somebody to go to bat for us. You know what I'm saying? So
and I'll tell you why these budtenders are so important, because these budtenders, not only are they fans of our product and they recommend the products, but they're like the knowledge source for a lot of these patients. A lot of these customers come in, so they literally know more about cannabis and weed than doctors do, than researchers do, because this stuff's not taught in school. So these budtenders, they gotta do their own research,
trial and error.
They're seeing
the front lines, man.
They're seeing 500 to 1,000 people a day, and all these people are going to them and asking these sometimes teenagers or people that are very young, hey, I have pain. I'm 60 years old. I have arthritis. Like, what's going to be good for me? And these bartenders are like, giving them advice based on what these people are basically saying they have ailments for. So, if they have different ailments for pain, they're like, oh, try this edible. It's going to help you relax and help you ease your pain, help you sleep. So that's why we spent so much time with these bartenders, because they're our sales reps within these stores to help recommend the products to these customers, and without them, our products wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. And I mean, going back to one of our old, back in the history of the company, our old sales manager, Joe. Shout out to Joe. What's up, man? There was one time where him and I, just me and him, had to do like 6 educationals in one day. And we had it set up for that whole day. And I had a little red Civic at the time, man. Me and him hopped in that. We hopped in the Civic, and we went to we had all these time slots, and we just banged them out. Boom, 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 boom. And it took things like that where we would educate, whether it was three people or it was like 6 or 7 max at that time. And then these people had, they had their shifts. So there was like a 6-man shift bartender. We would do 3 at a time, rotate them out.
Yeah.
But it took things like that for us to really just pave the road. So we literally built it brick by brick. And whether it was stupid or not, it got us to where we are today. I don't like to say that we didn't have the resources to make things resourceful, but we were resourceful enough to make the results that we had to do at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the people that really buy and love Flurish now, they really love us because we hear stories all day. We're like, oh, I drove X distance to get your product because I knew it was there. It wasn't in my store anymore. Yeah. And I'm always humbled, and I'm always like, damn. We get emails often that say, this is the only product that I buy because it works. Yeah. I'm like, wow, really? Or there's a couple of times where we had veterans email us and say,
oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Like we've had veterans, contact us and let us know that this is like the only product that helps them, because they're, let's talk about the veterans real quick too. I mean, veterans, they have PTSD just from, going overseas and going to wars or stuff that they experienced. And, the VA, they only prescribe them, opioids to help them knock out. And like, they're literally just knocked out for 24 hours a day, and it doesn't help them. It doesn't go straight to the source of what's causing the issues. But, with cannabis, it actually helps. It helps, relax them, helps them like not think about, their past and whatnot. So I've talked to a lot of veterans, and, they attribute, cannabis and CBD and THC to helping them out.
Well, I know that. I don't mean to cut you off. My bad. This just brings back memories of when you guys went down to that event in San Diego. Remember, We for Warriors? It was that San Diego chapter. I mean, I know that cannabis doesn't help everybody and doesn't help every veteran, but the ones that we talked to, it helped them. Yeah. So when they said that the product was great because it allowed them to sleep. It allowed them to. I mean, because I know part of major PTSD from the people that I talked to was like, a lot of these guys can't sleep at night because of the dreams and nightmares that they have, that they relive when they close their eyes, or during the day if they get triggered by something. It gives them mad anxiety. I know that cannabis is not proven, but known to at least the people that I know, relieve them of the anxiety, allow them to get a good night's rest. If they're going on days with very little sleep, I mean, they told me many times where they'll either take one of our concentrates or our edibles and just, man, they're able to rest. And I think in the military world and sense and in armed forces, I mean, dude, I can't even imagine what they go through when they go to war, or let alone they get deployed. Taking somebody's life is totally different. Yeah. Than playing a video game.
Most, for sure. And it's crazy how it's like that's all normalized too. With video games, like death and stuff.
It is, man.
It trips me out.
And we become desensitized to it.
Yeah. Yeah. When you play video games, when you die, you restart.
You can respawn.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, okay, time to respawn. Yeah. But in war and with veterans, man, you only got one life, and like, it's a delicate subject out there. You get shot one time, it could be game over for you.
Or you take a life, or you take many lives. And even though they're trained to be what they are, right, to protect our country and even their brothers and sisters on the field at the time, I mean, taking a life is not something to be taken lightly, whether it's considered an enemy or whether it's considered just somebody on the other side trying to kill you. Because these people are trying to kill us. I mean, not to downplay the enemy or whatever you want to call them. I mean, they have families too, bro. Yeah. They have mothers and fathers too. And so, you've got to process all that after you've taken that life. So I mean, I don't want to get into these kind of deep ass conversations, but it'll be great to have AJ here, which is
he's a sponsor.
He's a sponsored athlete for Nurish. He's a more vet.
Oh yeah, he's one of too.
One of the baddest dudes I know.
Yeah, he's doing triathlons. We have a mini doc coming out about him too, so keep your eye out on that.
Yeah, not only is he a badass triathlon athlete, but dude, he was a bad motherfucker in the military, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
This dude is. I'm gonna save that for another day. I'm like super excited.
We're hyping it up right now.
Yeah, man, but it'd be great to have him touch on some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, going back, helping veterans things with PTSD, I think it's been great. We have had a lot of emails, a lot of people reach out to us and say, "Hey man, thank you for your product. It's been a service to us." And I'm like, "Dude, thank you, bro."
And even when they can't even find our product, they go out of the way trying to figure out where we are.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we donated a bunch to the Weed for Warriors program.
Oh yeah, we donated a bunch of CBD gummies to Weed for Warriors.
Yeah, we did it for the IE chapter.
Yeah, they were super thankful. So we like to support causes like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we'll continue to do so. We'll make it a point in 2020 to reach out to more charities and get involved.
Give back to the community a little bit more.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. I know that we've always been open to that, and I think we're in a position to do that now. Which is really it's a blessing.
Yeah. So it's been fortunate, man. It's been fortunate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with the growth of everything, I feel like I remember as soon as I just joined Flurish, and I mean I met you guys, and you guys are saying that you guys wanted to bring on people. I felt like in my heart I always wanted to bring on like my homies, my close homies to come on, and I'm honestly thankful for letting you guys give them the opportunity to even have a chance of being here.
Absolutely,
so I'm super blessed for you guys to even trust me to do that. But I know that some of our friends we've fallen off with, but I mean, I feel like it's always for the best, because I mean the growth that we've all experienced throughout all this, I feel like if they never left or if they never came on, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Everybody played a major role. Everybody plays a major role in this company, man. We had to run this thing. I stopped because I had to stop myself and thinking. I remember that I'm a big proponent in recommendations, referrals. I don't like hiring strangers because it just to vet a stranger out takes twice as long as somebody just recommend me something or somebody. So in the beginning of this company, we had to really run it super lean. I mean, our first office was like a 650 square foot office, dude. It was tiny. It's a piece of shit, dude. But we made it dope.
Yeah, we did make it dope.
It was actually a really dope office. We did cool lights, TV, and all this stuff. It was dope. But we ran it really, really lean until we were growing out of it. I remember the day that we moved into the area that we're in now, which is Santa Ana. I mean, just sales office. Dude, we couldn't fit any more damn people, any more stuff in it. We were just like, dude, we're over this place. Yeah. Right? We're over it. We got to move to the next spot. And sure enough, when we moved to the next spot, we outgrew that in 6 months. We were like, fuck, we got to find another spot, which we're in now. Yeah. So we're in it.
We got to take up a whole floor.
Now we're taking a whole floor. I mean, we're blessed to do that. But our philosophy in the beginning, and just to signify our growth, is we always ran it super lean. And we kept it until we outgrew that space. And that's been that's been a great problem to have in a going on theme ever since this company. Even when we first started our production. I mean, some of you guys will remember it started out of my crib, very small, very tiny, but we stayed there for almost 2 damn years making it happen until the growth was just like, yo man, we got to move into another place because this is a no, we can't do this no more. Like, I had the best smelling spot in the block, but
you did. All your neighbors loved you.
I know.
All my neighbors loved me, and they were like, "Yo, can you get some of that?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." But
he's like, "What? Oh, they're just candles."
But I mean, that was one of the biggest milestones that we had too. When we finally grew out of that spot, Dave and I had a goal, and we always say, "Hey, when we reach this goal, I think this is when we know we've kind of been." Okay, this works. And we had our head down, going to work, doing things every day, all day, until we were like, I told him, like, God, we got to move. We got to get up out of here. And when we started moving and we ran the numbers, we realized, oh, shit. Like, we hit our goal 3 months prior to moving out of this space. And I was blown away because to think that we hit our goal in this little ass space, what can we do when we move into a real space? right, into a space that was legit, licensed, ready to go.
Yeah.
And sure enough, now we've been able to hit our goals multiple times every year, and that's been.
It keeps growing.
And I think like the best companies grow organically like that. I mean, look at Google, Facebook, Microsoft. All these companies started in the garages, in someone's apartment. So I think organic growth is the best. I mean, when you have companies where you raise a shit ton of money, you don't value like the money the same. You don't. Like you just blow through all this money. And I've seen companies that have raised millions of dollars and blew it all, and didn't make a dime. Whereas we started from nothing, used our own money, and we've grown to where we're at today.
That's so funny David says that, because he comes from finance. For those who don't know, he's got a finance background and degree. But when we were talking to some of our friends and thinking, hey, should we bring some investors into this? Should we IPO this thing one day? How do we build this? And the conversation led to another conversation, which led me to the point I'm about to make today, which is like, in the finance game, that shit is so weird to me. I still don't understand, because when you get an investment from, say, a VC or hedge funds or whatever, anybody, right? You want to show growth, and in order to show growth, you got to spend the money that they give you. And I'm always like, hold on, man. If you're gonna give me an investment, I'm gonna make sure I spend this in the right way. If I don't need to spend it, I'm not gonna spend it. Yeah. But it's almost weird where it's like, if you accept money from VC, they want to see you spend that money. Like, they give you $10 million, like, yo, you best spend that money, because that shows like X amount of growth. And I've always been backwards, man. And so, as David said, we had to run lean, and we had to use our own money, so we were smarter about it. Yeah. So any investor we ever approach would be like, yo, the money you give us, if you give me $1 million, that's almost like you giving me 4. Because I'm not gonna spend it like you gave me 1. I'm gonna spend it like you gave me 4. You know what I'm saying? Because that money is gonna stretch. Yeah. And so that's always been appealing. It's always been something like, oh shit, I like these guys because they built this from the ground up, from themselves, blood, sweat, and tears. And I can bet on these dudes because I know these guys ain't assholes. Yeah. They're not out buying Bugattis and shit, going around with diamond nexuses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, they're out here buying molds, buying ingredients, buying raw goods, materials, things like that. It's like, all right, yo, I'll bet on these dudes, right? Yeah. But needless to say, we haven't had to take any massive, crazy investments, because we knew it was never about the money. It was about the network, man.
Yeah, and in the beginning, I mean, it's not about the money, because we didn't make money. Like, we were doing it for the fucking love of the hustle. Like, it was me and Charles, like, yo, we gotta make this shit work.
What we built is a badass company. Yeah. But I don't need to get the wins for myself. My team gets W's, man.
I like that.
Like, it's not about me winning. Yeah. It's all of us gotta win. Yeah. Right? When we all become millionaires, all right, cool, great. But that doesn't change you, bro. That doesn't make, just because I got an M next to my name doesn't mean like I'm that dude. Yeah. Like, it just means, yo, now I have options. I can help you out. Yeah. Right? You can help me out. Right? When I'm down, you got me. Yeah, absolutely. When David's down, I got him.
Yeah. We had some late nights. I remember
late nights, bro.
I mean, I had my late nights too. You feel me?
Yeah. So late nights, man. Yeah. I just get worked up when I think about some of these people out here, because I'm like, yo, David out here, me and him, you, the rest of our team, everyone. Andy out here. Yeah. I mean, everybody out here, bro. Yeah. We are sacrificing, using our own bread and our intelligence to push the industry first. Push it forward. You can look at it by the branding that we did in 2016, when everybody was still doing bullshit ass ads. We were doing something different. And sure enough, people caught on, and I'm gonna say, yes, we did. We pushed it forward, and our feed started looking like other people's feed. I mean, other people's feed started looking like our feed. You know what we did. Now it's more broad. We were the first one to really do it like that, man. Other companies did it too, but we pushed it. We pushed it.
Yeah, I would like to say we were the trailblazers as far as like even branding, packaging, the way we present ourselves. But there's other companies out there that did kind of like jock our stuff, but imitation is the biggest form of flattery, right? So we can't hate. It is what it is,
Yeah, it is what it is.
People get ripped off all the time. I mean, you go to China, everything's ripped off.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is.
That's the other thing too, man. I don't want to get into politics, man, but America has this sickness of like, I want something. I want a Mercedes, right? I want a Ferrari, bro, but I only want to pay what a Honda cost. And then they wonder why they get sick buying all this shit from China. Look, shout out to China, man. I love Chinese people, man, right? I love Chinese products, but look, man, cheap things aren't good.
Yeah.
And good things aren't cheap.
Exactly.
If you want something of quality, you got to pay for that price because somebody put their life force into that product, man.
Yeah.
Right? When people used to ask me, because I come from the apparel industry, man, I come from menswear, and people are like, yo, why your shit so expensive? I'm like, because, bro, we designed it with the intention of quality, and we made it with quality. Mm-hmm. All the pieces that I made were handmade, and they were made in the United States by people like you and me. It wasn't made in some factory that people got paid 30 cents a day.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's going to give a shit about what they made if they're getting paid 30 cents a day.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to pump out as much shit for as cheap as possible so they can eat.
Yeah.
And that's just survival mode, bro.
That is survival mode.
And we're not about that.
Yeah,
it's the same philosophy that we carry in Flurish, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to touch on that. I mean, just with our products, it's the same thing. We don't have the cheapest products out there. It's because we use, really high quality ingredients. We have really nice packaging, and we have professional chefs making our products. When people are buying our products, it's not just you're buying a cannabis, product. You're supporting the people making these products, the chefs, the people with families that you're supporting. It's like supporting the local business, the small businesses.
It is.
Yeah. Everything we did was not half-assed. I mean, everything that you just described.
No, consider it a village, and we all needed each other to survive. And I'm talking about the cannabis village. And cannabis village is the cannabis industry in general, right? And so I'm not talking about it now where we have all this white money come in, where we have VC money, we got all this corporate money, Canadian companies come over here and cashing people out. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who actually built this industry. Because look, if you guys want a history lesson, I'm gonna tell you right now, the cannabis industry was built on the backs of hustlers. Right? Hustlers. People in the streets taking risk.
People risking their lives, their freedom to grow the plant, to grow underground. Those are the people that are the pioneers. The Jack Harris of the world and all those growers.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of these people, unfortunately, ended up in jail for it, right? And that's why there's legislation and letting them, become part of the industry. However, I'm not going to get into that. What I'm saying is the cannabis industry was built on hustlers, man. People that had enough balls in the day. I'm talking about in the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s, to go out there and give people medicine, bro. Alternative medicine options, right? Yeah. Whether it was just to relieve you of your stress or to relieve you of your hood stress. I mean, what I'm talking about hood stress is, I was watching this interview with Meek Mill yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
It was with Meek Mill and Charlamagne the God. And he was, Meek was talking about just the prison culture, the jail culture in general. And he was talking about how he's from the hood. And a lot of people that grew up around him man, he's from the hood. He's a street dude, right? And a lot of people deal with shit like violence, gang shootings, or friends dying. And when you're young and you're black and you're dealing with that in your community and you have other people that look like you and your skin color trying to get at you or get after you or kill one of your friends, like, that's a lot of stress. And so he was talking about using cannabis as a form to relax, to sleep. Because that is also a form of PTSD. You don't have to be in the military to just have PTSD.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, right? that's trauma, like real life trauma.
That's the word he used. He used trauma.
Yeah.
Because he has a song called Trauma.
Yeah.
And when he was talking about that, I also heard that back a few years ago. Some teacher was saying, like, some teacher was doing some research about just the underprivileged communities and the lower income communities, and they were like, yo, why do these people use cannabis? Why is it so predominant in these communities and neighborhoods? Because a lot of these people go through trauma, right? And so what I'm saying is, the industry is built on these type of people, and it's so funny because now it's been legalized in the state of California in 2018. Now all these other people want to get into it. These suits, tie wearing motherfuckers. We wear ties and suits, right, every day at work, right, on Mondays and Fridays, because I believe that if you look good, you feel good, you make great decisions. And that's how we live our lives here at Flurish. But that has nothing to do with the money that we make here. And so I also got a bone to pick with that, man, because a lot of people want to come in the industry, throw money at it, and think it's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the people that are watching this that are like trying to get into the industry and think it's a money grab and you think you're going to make a a ton of money just sitting there and just investing in cannabis and just trying to do something in cannabis and making money, they're up for a rude awakening. You know,
Rude
like
awakening.
if you don't love the business, you don't love starting a business and growing it and being in it and being in the trenches, like you're not gonna make money. You're gonna fail.
Dude, that's so right. He's so straight on with that. I'm also gonna add too, man. If you're not about the community, don't even bother, because it's built on the backs of hustlers, and it's still built on the back of hustlers. The hustlers is still carrying the torch, right? There's a lot of white money coming in, man.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make it a race thing. It just is what it is. There's a lot of money and privileged money coming in, and a lot of these people are losing their ass because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're thinking green rush, but these motherfuckers out here don't know any word that means. Look, it's about the communities, bro. If you're not down to come in here and do the work and slay it, and every day do what we did, do PEDs, do educations, get into community, shake hands, kiss babies, don't even get into it, because you're just going to be burning your money. And there's no loans out here, ladies and gentlemen. No loans. No bank's going to give you money, let alone take your money.
Yeah, unless you're just like your mom.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when you're actually betting other people's greenbacks on this industry, it's, in my philosophy, it's your responsibility to make sure they get their ROI. Yeah. And so if you're going to take somebody's money and say, I'm going to invest it into the cannabis industry, and you don't do your job, as in, I'm going to go out there and be humble and create really good relationships with the people that own these communities, it's just like, bro, I don't know what you're doing out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then just go to the stock market. Just put your money in that.
Yeah, and it's already starting to happen in the industry. You see people raising a lot of money, thinking that the companies are going to make a lot of money, but they end up raising more money because these owners or the CEOs of the companies are buying private jets, you know, spending all this money, thinking that they're going to make that money back, but end up, you know, falling flat on their face. You know,
dude, there's story you could look.
Yeah, I won't mention any names of the companies, but I'm sure a lot of people listening to this.
Listen, we don't have to mention no names. Right now, if you're listening to this, pull out your phone and Google, right? Google cannabis industry right now, bro. Google cannabis investments, whatever the fuck. It'll pop up, man. We ain't gotta name no names. But these people out here thinking, yo, just because I got funded $110 million means I'm rich.
Yeah, they think they're too big to fail.
Means let me go and put some of this money and put it into my house.
Yeah.
Right? Let alone I gotta lay off 100+ people. You feel me? Like, how does that even work, bro? You don't need 100 people to make a dispensary work.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you hiring for? You hiring. That means you not only you hiring CFO, CEO, COO, COO, but you hiring.
There's too many positions.
Yeah, you're basically hiring everybody and anybody.
Yeah.
Just to spend this money.
Right.
Like, you got one guy dedicated to take the trash out every hour, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
And someone watching the guy take out the trash, making sure he takes that out.
Yeah, over here, I feel like everyone had to fulfill like different positions. You know, everyone wore many hats in order to make this company run. You feel me?
Yeah, this is how a startup is, man. You know, like everyone had to wear multiple hats. You know,
AKA resourcefulness.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
But I mean, it humbles you too, you know, because it's just like, dang, man, doing this other job, it's like I didn't even know we would have to even do that. But then once you do it and you figure it out, now you know that's under your belt because you know how to do it now.
But not only that, now when you hire somebody, you can call their bullshit. Oh. Because if you hire somebody, they say they can do a job, and you've already learned that job.
Oh, bro, we read people all day here.
All day long.
You feel me? Like, we know when the fakes are fake. We know when the reals are real, and we can identify them all day.
Exactly. And this is not just cannabis exclusive. This is just business 101.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Startup 101. Because when you actually out there digging the trenches versus reading a book on how to dig a trench, then you're like, well, okay, what's the weather like today? Right?
Yeah.
What's the soil like today?
Exactly.
Right? What's the terrain like today? Am I going to bring this shovel or am I going to bring this pick? Should I wear these shoes or should I wear this raincoat or what? You know, it's different, bro. When you're reading a book, it's all hypothetical until you get out into the field and you do the work. That's what a lot of people don't understand either, man. So we're talking about growth today, but this is all about growth.
Yeah. It all falls into the same category.
Yeah, this is like a cannabis 101, how to like run a business and like actually not fail.
Yeah.
You know, like just listen to this. I mean, people will hear little tidbits about what they really need to do and like the real work that's involved in making companies successful.
Bro, you know? I think David's so polished at what he's saying that it's just, we're all three of us are downplaying this right now because the cannabis industry, I've mentioned it earlier, but there's no loans. There's no business loans. There's no playbook.
Yeah.
There's no like school that teach you how to be a cannabis entrepreneur. Like you can go to school and business school to learn how to like open a restaurant, right? But there's no book on this, bro.
Yeah.
Him and you had to figure this shit out step
real,
by
though.
step.
Yeah, you can go to those courses where you pay $700 for a day to sit there, but they're gonna just tell you what they think that you should be doing. But you know, there's no roadmap. You know, you gotta pave your
That's
own
all scam.
way. Yeah.
Whoever's doing that, I'm telling you right now, you listening, don't do that shit. That's all scam.
Yeah.
That's all scam.
Save your money and just go and try it.
Go work at a
Don't
dispensary.
try to
first.
learn about it.
Yeah. Get your go in the trenches. Start a dispensary. Go there. From
Well,
there.
no, go work at a dispensary,
yeah.
not start one.
Oh yeah, go work at
Nowadays,
one.
that requires a lot of money.
Yeah. No, I'm
Dispensaries-
serious.
It's crazy how all these dispensaries are opened up now that are legal. You know, I just the progression from that is just crazy to me.
I'm happy for him, but I also feel bad for him too because I mean, state of California still have yet to figure out legislation on just the rules and regulations for cannabis and taxing. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah.
Yeah, and they just raise the taxes for the retailers and consumers, which is like, you know, it's really tough for retailers now.
That makes it hard to win.
Yeah, they have to pivot so many like do different angles. You feel me? So,
Well, I mean, it's like vendors and dispensaries have this unwritten. I don't even know what the word I'm trying to use, man. But like this dance that we do together, because we need dispensaries as much as they need us.
Yeah.
And so when they're going through something, we're going through it. And when we're going through it, they're going through it.
Yeah, when they get a slump in sales, we feel it too, as the manufacturers and distributors, you know, because it affects our sales, because that means they're not moving product because their prices are priced too high or the taxes increasing. Like, it affects the whole industry.
It does, man. And I feel for these guys, man. I know some of these guys personally, and my heart goes out to them. But when they win big, right? It's just like getting that win. Yeah. So you'll lose 10 times, but the 11th one, you'll make it all back. But that's a shitty way to live, man.
Yeah.
And I love California. I'll never move anywhere else because this is my home. And I really hope that California really figures it out one day.
Yeah.
Right.
They will. They have to.
Yeah, man. I love California, man. It's the greatest state in the world, in America.
Yeah, I love this country.
This country is the shit, bro.
For real though.
I don't need to build no walls. I love it here.
For real though. What is it? It's crazy that everyone in the world wants to move to California. We're already here.
California is Rome.
Yeah.
California is Roman times. SoCal is Rome.
Nice.
This is the Mecca. Right?
It is the Mecca.
For anything and everything. So you got like skating culture, surf culture, active wear culture, car
fashion,
culture,
all that.
Yeah, bro.
The whole West Coast.
The whole West
vibe,
Coast, man. People around the world are like, wait, before we move, what's Cali doing?
Right. Exactly.
What
Everyone's looking at.
what are the brands out here doing? What they got going?
Yeah, people look to us to see what's really happening and what's, you know, trailblazing in the industries.
Right.
You know,
They got the inspiration
from everything.
from us.
Yeah, it's just whatever it is, man. Whether it's the weather, the sun, the beaches, the women, the cars, just the money, whatever it is, people are obsessed. The subculture of California is obsessed around the world. And so going back to my original statement, I was like, yo, man, Colorado's dope, but yo, nothing that they're doing matters over here. It's what we're doing that matters here.
Yeah.
So,
Plus the sheer size. I mean, we got 30 million people in California. You know.
Oh yeah.
bigger than some countries.
And
it
people
trumps
always come
other
over
states.
here too. You know, from other countries.
6th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
Quote me if I'm wrong. But
Right.
6th largest economy in the world last time I checked. And as I mentioned, dude, it's there was at the time when we started too. There wasn't any major crazy cannabis company, edible company coming at it. SoCal. And so we wanted to plant our flag here, and we were like, yeah, we're from here. This is our neighborhood. We grew up here, man.
That's right.
This is our brand. So, I mean, I think also that's the reason why a lot of these shops and bud tenders support us, because shit, this is a homegrown brand.
Oh,
It's dope. Cool. We'll put you on. Let's go. You know,
Yeah, our gummies hit too. So I mean,
our gummies are good, man.
Yeah, people in
they're super
SoCal, they
good.
know about us. Even though we're in California only right now, I mean, people around the country know about Flurish, the brand, you know?
yeah, we got some loyal people, man.
We do, man. We do. And I mean, shit, forgive me if I'm talking off the fly. You know, I say a lot of bold stuff, but it's because I come from a place of conviction. And this is like, I'm not some asshole saying, hey, I had a bunch of money, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
We didn't have no money. We built
That's
this
the
thing.
truth.
Yeah, that's the truth. We built this from nothing, so it can't. This place of conviction comes from hard work and dedication, man. So that's where that shit comes from.
Yeah. Growth, man. I trip out all the time that we started in that little office. I think about it as like, damn, what was I really doing in the office at that time?
You do a lot of media stuff, man. I mean, you were the only one that we had, dude. What are you talking about? You ran the social media, the content creation.
Yeah.
Did a lot of the campaigns. Yeah, you and me, we were just.
You know what? In-store marketing was probably like the most, like that's what I really focused on because I remember we were literally making frames out of wood from Home Depot just to put that inside of the shop so we could have some brand recognition inside of the shops.
Well,
we're the only ones doing that shit, bro.
Yeah, we were. I don't even know if Joel had anything to do with it, but he worked with good.
Yeah. Well, he showed me the ropes of how to get that frame going, and
shout out to Joel. Yeah, what's up, bro?
Taught me some shit. That's how I got to learn some of this woodwork on the tables that we made.
Yes, sir, man. Look, man, that's one of the dudes I wish that would have made it through, bro. Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. You know what
full circle. We're still working with them.
Yeah, you know. Life has a funny way of going back.
Yeah.
And just making it like the people that are supposed to be around, they'll be around eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the universe brings us back together.
Yeah.
For a certain purpose.
For sure, man. And there have been some really shitty people that work for us too.
Yeah.
I do not care to mention their names.
I don't care to mention them either.
But they do.
RIP. R.I.P.
But we've had some really toxic people come in here and try to take from us too. But thank God that we sorted them out sooner than later.
Yeah.
And even though they did take from us, they didn't break us. You know what I'm saying?
And these are some friends of ours too. You feel me?
Friends of friends.
Yeah.
So-called friends.
So-called friends. You find out their true colors when you're starting to work. When you start working with them, and it's sad. It's a sad outcome sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, because I know you've experienced it personally.
Oh, yeah.
I've experienced it personally. David experienced it with me personally. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, bro.
Yeah. And all I have to say is that, you know what? More power to you. I want you to succeed. I want you to eat, but I don't want you to eat with us.
Ooh, that's a good one, bro. So, you can eat, but just not at this table.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. I preach that all day.
Yeah,
you know?
bro. Yeah. Man, just thinking about that makes me go back, man. It puts me in a bad space.
It shouldn't be. I mean, we learn from that, and that's how we grow, you know?
I think it just hurts me a little bit more because like it's my baby, and I'm just like, man, how can you take from from the little that we already had?
Yeah, I feel like that too. Yeah,
like, we didn't have that much to take, but
yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's like, but I mean, when you get caught, you don't know how many times they did that beforehand. You know, you only caught them that once. It's like how many times did you really do it? You know?
Yeah, man.
But I mean, you live and learn. You know, that's why we're super. We like to filter out the bad ones from the good ones. I think every business wants to do that, but I mean, we really practice that every day. You know, we read people. I tell my brother that too. It's like, hey, it's our job to read people, man. The truth always comes out.
The truth always.
My mom preaches that. It's like the truth shall set you free always. You know.
I love your mom, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Garcia.
Miss G, Mama
Garcia.
Yeah.
She's my mama now too. But yeah, man, just going back, just thinking, you know, this is the end of 2019, moving into 2020.
Yep.
There are days. All right, I will tell you this, man. I had a conversation with my girl, I think a month ago.
Okay.
And she was asking me something, and it led to another conversation, which led to my comment, which is like, I told her, babe, sometimes this shit don't feel real, man. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think to myself, I'm living a great life. Like, this shit ain't real. Because, look, backstory, I struggled a lot, bro. I had like 7 bad years in a row, dude. Like,
losses after losses?
I had losses, but I also had little wins.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any like huge crazy wins where it was like Flurish isn't like Flurish overall is a crazy win.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of little wins to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we took a lot of wins, but we also took a lot of L's too. You know?
We did. But like I was looking at her, I was like, yo, sometimes it doesn't feel real. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know, sometimes I look around me and I look at the people that I work with now in my team, and I feel so lucky, and I get this warm and fuzzy feeling inside because I get to work with the people I love. I get to see them every day. And they support me, they bet on me, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, because I still see myself as just one individual. I don't see myself as like CEO of anything. I just see myself as like Charles. I'm just here. I'm living, right? Who wants to work with me? Let's work.
Yeah.
Who wants to eat? Let's eat. But now I look around and like a lot of people look towards me and David to make moves, and I feel so lucky and so blessed to think like they bet on us, bro. And I'm like, this shit don't feel real sometimes because I had so many losses. I know what it was like to struggle. I didn't come from money. Like, if anybody knows about me and my childhood, like, it was pretty rough, man. It was a shitty childhood. And so, like, I never experienced this type of love. And I was just like, man, like, this is dope.
Yeah.
Like, this is a feeling I want to live in forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel so fucking lucky, bro. And I'm just like, this shit ain't real.
Yeah.
This shit ain't real.
Oh, it's real, man.
Yeah, she almost cried thinking about, like, damn. Like, she was like, word? I was like, yeah. I was like, man. Like, this
She's
ride.
like, with me?
And cut.
That's it. No,
I
but
feel that.
real talk, man. I was just, yeah, man, just thinking about those. So, end of 2020, I still think about it. I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning thinking, like, man, this is going to be an amazing journey for 2020. But the end of 2019, I couldn't write the ending of this story any better, right? The goals that we hit this month were, like, exceptionally well. And the direction we're moving in is amazing. And to think that I still have the original OGs with me still from the beginning, I'm like, yo, this is great, man. The stars aligned for a reason, and this is what came of it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it has to do with outlook too. You know, you gotta have a grateful mindset, because if you don't, then you just look at everything in the world negatively.
For sure.
And it'll just eat you alive.
For sure.
But yeah, the team we have now is amazing, man. Like I think we have the best team we've ever had today. You know?
For sure.
For sure. And I think we have the best team in the industry. You know, you look at other brands, people don't like where they work. You know, but you ask anyone in our company, you know, I think they're happy to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
They do, man. And I mean, again, to reiterate, I'm not coming from a space of money. I'm not talking about money. Because I'm still not rich, and David's not. I want to keep saying that. I just want to make it. I just want to say, to make it a point, it's not about the money. I feel more grateful, like David said, for the team that we got.
Yes.
We got an amazing team, bro. Amazing team. More memories coming in for 2020, so be on the lookout.
Yep. End of a decade, but it was a great decade.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Flurish 2020 is gonna be our year.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Nurish,
every year after this year is gonna be our year. I feel it.
I like that.
It's on record.
On record now.
It's not right.
All right. Later, guys.
All right,
Peace.
peace.